Hi everybody! I want to show you how we can use AI in a really simple way to get our head really easily and really fast by learning new concepts and new ideas and creating programs, ideally at work, that will help us do the things that we want to do. So this is sort of aimed at CSMs and other people in customer success or customer experience roles in organizations. So let's get started here. I saw this post by a very influential CX person on LinkedIn today. You may recognize it if you follow him as well. And this is quite typical of a lot of people on LinkedIn. They're sort of saying, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do, but nobody really offers the how to do it. Typically people want you to buy their thing, pay for something, go to their class, etc., etc. My goal is to remove that. I want to give you mechanisms that you can actually do these things without having to pay, because all of these resources are available to you. You just need to know how to use them. So the question is, how do we do this, right? Okay. So let's get started here first of all. We're gonna take all of these things. We're gonna do them all at once. You could do one at a time, but I think these are all really important. Per the post, these are 7 things that every CSM should be able to do with their customer. So why not tackle them all at once? So what I'm gonna go to do is I'm gonna go to one of my favorite tools, Prompt Cowboy, promptcowboy.ai. And I've already done this so that we can get this done a bit quicker for you. This is the prompt that I started with. So you are an experienced customer success leader, ops professional, and enablement person. Your life depends on taking simple ideas and turning them into easy to follow, actionable plans that customer success leaders and teams can follow to implement those ideas, right? So we're giving a very, as Prompt Cowboy calls it, a lazy prompt, and it's going to spit out a nice situation, task, objective knowledge for us. So that's step 1. We're going to copy that. We're going to go into Gemini. I'm going to use just experimental right now, 2.5 Pro. You could use whatever model is available to you, free or otherwise, and that's going to be great. I'm going to take that, and then I am going to go back here. Oh, just a minute. I have to go and find that post again. Okay. I've gone and I've copied that text again from that post. So I'm just going to add onto the end of this prompt that Prompt Cowboy gave us. I'm going to say, these are the topics I'd like you to focus on. Create actionable, tactical plans for my team to execute these things, mostly CSMs, to execute these things in their role. So that's giving a little bit more context. Hey, this is the situation, this is what I need you to do. Here's a little bit of the specifics of what I want you to do. Okay, so we're going to submit that and see what that gives us. Now, what we're hoping for here, what we're expecting to get, is a bit of a structured plan that is going to sort of push you towards how you might actually accomplish these things. So it's really cool that I need to do, understand what the customer's goal is. Okay, I get that I need to do that, but what mechanisms do I have to do that? What actions can I take? What things can I build out in my organization with my team to actually get that working? So let's have a look here. So objective, to systematically understand and deliver and validate customer value by embedding a core questioning framework into CSM workflows. Okay, that's a good start. Core framework questions. What is the customer's goal? The why. Okay, sort of the proof. How is it measured? Customer's problem, obstacle blockers. Okay, this is giving us a nice kind of nice systematic approach to understanding some of these things here. That's neat. We could implement that in some way. Already we're off to kind of a good start. We've got a good understanding of what we might need to do. Okay, so implement the plan, the customer value discovery validation framework. Okay. Phase 1, preparation and enables to formalize and communicate the framework. Okay. Develops. Okay, so this is looking like quite a very, maybe a high-level framework to how to approach these things. Integrate into CRM. So this isn't quite what I was looking for. I'm looking a little bit more looking for how to actually do these specific things. So let's just go down and sort of talk a little bit more. That's great. What I'd like to see more of is plans to execute on these specific topics. Build me a program for each topic to help CSMs action them. Let's try that. So kind of similar to what we said before, but a little bit more, I don't know, a bit more elaborate. I don't know. Let's see what happens. I did some of this earlier, but I'm doing a lot of this for the first time right now with you. So, okay, program 1, defining the customer goal, the why. Great, yes, I love this. Objective, to ensure every managed customer has a clearly defined, documented primary business goal. Love it. I love, that's, yes. Why it matters, yep, the why is important. We all need to know the why. Execution steps, prepare. Ask directly during, okay, this is great. See, we've got some specific examples of questions. I'm not a huge fan of giving CSMs and CS teams big repositories of things to ask, because when you have a talk track, you don't learn the content, you just repeat the talk track. So these are good because it's important to get started. We need some examples to help get started. So that's fine. I like a few of these here. Why are you coming back? Oh, you're still thinking. Okay. Ask probing questions. If vague, great, some more examples. Synthesize and confirm. Document. Revisit. Okay, so, oh, look at this. Tools and templates. Onboarding kickoff. We could even ask Gemini at this point, hey, for program 1, can you please help me build out an onboarding kickoff call agenda or anything like that? So we could go into each of these and dive in and have Gemini help build us something or explain more how we might do that. Even gives us timing, that's super. Talks about measurement, potential obstacles and mitigation. That's amazing. You could really enrich this by going back here and dropping in something about your specific organization, your knowledge base, your marketing website, I mean your primary website, just so that the AI can learn a bit about your company and what you offer, and it might do a better job of enriching this response here. Okay, so that's one. So if you were coming to the table as a CSM and being told, hey, you need to discover what your customers' goals are, and you're kind of like, okay, how do I do that? This might show you. This isn't perfect. It's not necessarily covering everything, but at least you have a high-level outline to follow now to achieve that. And I suspect that if we move down and move into program 2, measuring the goal, we're going to get a similar objective why, execution steps for the CSM, specific question examples that you could ask, identify proxy metrics, agree with the customer on measurement and cadence. Super. So this all sort of goes together and rolls into the next thing, identifying problems and blockers. So now we have a system in place that we can use to sort of help guide us towards doing these things. You're done. That's great. We could stop right there. You could take this, you could implement this in your organization. You could go to your manager or your team lead and say, hey, I'm going to use this system, or I've used this for a while. I've had great success with it. I think we should standardize this across the org, and you know, expand on it and do more with it. So that's great that you have all those options that you can do that with. But let's take it one step further. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take, I've already done this. I'm going to take this original prompt, Cowboy prompt that it built for us, and I'm going to put it back into as a lazy prompt. But this time, here, I'll show you actually. This time when I do it, I'm going to select, instead of standard prompt, I'm going to do a deep research prompt. I'm not going to do it again. We don't need to do it again because I've already got it. But that's what you're going to select when you build this new prompt. And so this is a prompt on top of a prompt. And honestly, this is the first time I've really done this in this way, because I wanted a deep research prompt. And I thought, well, let's take this. It's already got the basics here for us. So this is what we got, this great prompt, which is an extensive research prompt. So then I've gone into Gemini and I've put that in. I did a little bit of back and forth here, but I entered, nope, sorry, I lied. That's the wrong one. Just a second here. This one is what I want. Yeah, so here I put in this big, long, deep research prompt. And then at the bottom, I did a similar thing to what I did in the other one, where I said, I'd like you to focus on these areas to help CS teams achieve through actionable tactics they can do. Gave me the little, which is what you want. I said, sure, blah, blah, blah. And now we have a much bigger, a lot more in-depth. It's going to give you a lot more information that you can go through. Now, this might be something that you're super keen to read or use as a like, this is huge upskilling. Like, you've just rapidly upskilled your knowledge and increased what you know about these topics by who knows how many times, right? Even if some of this is not 100% accurate, which, I mean, AI is not always 100% accurate, this is still giving you a really good direction to go. You're on a good path here, right? So this is super great. But oh my God, Thomas, you're saying this is really long. This is a lot. I know. So what we're going to do to make this more consumable, because I mean, who wants to read all this? It's actually not that much, but it's still quite a bit. So what we're going to do is go into Google NotebookLM. I've created a new notebook. You're going to add a source. You're going to go to this. You're going to copy all of that, add it into NotebookLM as a pasted source, which I've done here. That's what this is. And then what you can actually do is, I've already generated it here so that we can use it and I can show you, but you can generate this as like a podcast style audio.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're tackling the strategic operations that really make B2B SaaS customer success tick.
We are. And we've got this great guide as our main source, Strategic Imperatives in B2B SaaS Customer Success.
I love how they say sauce instead of SaaS, like I think we do. Sauce, SaaS. I don't know. Let me know if you say sauce, SaaS, software as a service, or SaaS. I say SaaS. Anyway, you can hear that there is the audio there that you can just listen to. It's like they go back and forth. It's like a podcast. Now you can sort of listen to a lot of the main points in this content. And when you build that, you actually have the choice to give it a few commands before you generate it. So you can tell it to emphasize certain things or make sure that it focuses on whatever, if there's certain pieces that you know you want to focus on. And so now you have a really quick way to go from, let's start back here, to go kind of from this sort of, I don't know, that's cool that I know that I want to do these things, but how the F do I do them, right? So now we've got a quick version where you can sort of get an outline that you can basically start using right away. Like if I had to jump into a meeting, I could use this now. I could go into my next meeting with a customer and be at least informed a little. And you've also got some really in-depth knowledge about these topics and this idea that you can then consume either as this or take into NotebookLM, and turn into a podcast style audio so you can listen to while you're doing other stuff. The benefit to NotebookLM as well is you can go in here and I've told it to write a briefing doc. So it's kind of shrunk it a little bit. So you've sort of taken all of this here and the briefing doc sort of just automatically shrinks it down a little bit. And the best thing here is you can ask questions. So let's say, what are the top 5 main takeaways from this? And then NotebookLM is only going to look at your source. It's not going to go look at other external sources. It's only looking at what you give it here. So it's not going to find other random stuff. And now it's going to give you, here are your top 5 main takeaways. So you've sort of got 5 key takeaways that you can use and either elaborate on or go from there. So there we have it. I think there's a lot to be gained by a lot of people in a lot of really simple workflows like this, where you can easily upskill yourself, learn new things really fast, and not just learn new things, but potentially have the blueprint for building out internal resources, developing processes, standardizing and systemizing things within your organization, and really shining as somebody that is a thought leader and like an action taker and a doer to get these kinds of things done. Obviously, if you were to turn this into a system, systemize this at your company, you'd need to do a lot more work to sort of get that to where it needs to be. But you have the scaffolding now. You kind of have a starting point, which for a lot of people is the hardest part, is just getting started. So hopefully this showed you how you can take an otherwise interesting and humdrum post from LinkedIn that sort of gives you an idea of what you need to do and actually turn it into some tasks that you can follow that are tactical and tangible, and even take that one step further and really build out your knowledge on those areas. So yeah, cool. I love making this kind of content for you. If it helps, let me know. Love to hear from you. See ya.